Fabio rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats.
The Qatar 2025 MotoGP sprint race was a real surprise, not only for the spectators, but also for the riders. One of the moments that stole the most attention was the reaction of Jack Miller, a Pramac Yamaha rider, who could not hide his surprise at Fabio Quartararo's extraordinary speed. Quartararo, who is now back in form with the factory Yamaha team, performed brilliantly from the start of the race. He shot fast since the starting lights went out and continued to maintain a consistent rhythm throughout the sprint race. Even in the sharp corners of the Lusail circuit, Fabio showed almost perfect control and confidence. Jack Miller, who previously thought the race would be tighter, admitted that he did not expect Quartararo to be able to perform that quickly. I thought he would have trouble. But seeing how he overtook and kept his speed, I can only say wow, Miller said in the paddock after the race while shaking his head. He's really back to his best. The Yamaha bike looks a lot more stable now, and Fabio is riding it like he's dancing on the track, he continued. And here's the full story. I thought I knew who my opponent was at the front, it turns out I was very wrong. That sentence came out of Jack Miller's mouth in a half-joking, half-serious tone, after the Qatar 2025 MotoGP sprint race. The Pramac Yamaha rider had just completed one of the most intense races he has ever experienced at the Lusail International Circuit, and what surprised him most that night was not who won, but how it was achieved. Yamaha's premier rider Fabio Quartararo was outstanding in the season-opening sprint race. After an up-and-down 2024 season, many viewed Quartararo and Yamaha with skepticism. But that night, under the bright lights of Lusail, Fabio erased those doubts in style. Yamaha's Resurgence. Yamaha came into the 2025 season with many question marks. The previous season closed with underwhelming results. Problems with acceleration, electronics, and bike stability made it difficult for Quartararo to fight at the top consistently. But the 2024/2025 off-season was a big turning point. With an influx of new engineers from Europe and Japan, including former technicians from F1 teams, Yamaha focused on developing the chassis and electronic systems. The result is a YZR M1 that looks much more stable, responsive and aggressive, exactly what Quartararo needs. Since the pre-season tests, I already felt this bike was different, Fabio said in the press conference after the sprint race. We still have a lot to improve, but tonight is proof that our hard work is starting to pay off. Sprint race action, spectacular moments at Lusail. Fabio started the sprint from 4th on the grid, while Jack Miller was right behind him in 6th. When the starting lights went out, Miller overtook Fabio on the first lap. However, the moment of surprise came on the second lap, when Quartararo began to find his rhythm. In less than 2 laps, Quartararo overtook 2 riders at once at the 4th corner, a maneuver that is almost impossible to pull off in that part of the circuit due to the narrow and slippery characteristics of the track. But Fabio did it perfectly, cleanly, precisely, and without contact. Jack Miller, who watched the maneuver from behind, could only shake his head. He seemed to be racing on his own. I didn't see a gap there, but he came in like the track was his, Miller said in awe. I've been racing for more than a decade, and rarely have I seen such a clean maneuver at Lusail. After taking the race lead, Quartararo didn't look back. He continued to widen the gap to the riders behind, including Francesco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin, who also performed strongly. In every sector, the data showed Quartararo posting consistent times, even breaking the sprint race lap record in Qatar. Miller, between admiration and concern. On the other hand, Jack Miller could not hide his frustration with the performance of his bike, which was not fully competitive. Although Pramac Yamaha has shown progress since last season, Miller feels there is still a significant gap compared to the factory Yamaha bike ridden by Fabio. We know they have more resources and access to faster updates. But still, the performance tonight was incredible, Miller said. For us in the satellite team, this is an alarm. We have to move quickly if we don't want to fall too far behind at the start of the season. However, Miller still gave genuine praise to Quartararo. In a racing world full of competition and ego, words like this are rare. Fabio is one of the best riders of this generation. When he feels comfortable on the bike, there's not much that can stop him. And tonight, everyone saw that. Paddock response and 2025 season expectations. Praise for Quartararo didn't just come from Miller. Several other riders, including Marc Marquez and Pedro Acosta, also called Fabio's performance an early warning that Yamaha is no longer a team to be taken lightly. Even the Ducati team manager admitted that Fabio's speed data in fast corners should be watched out for. Meanwhile, Yamaha fans cheered on social media. After a difficult season, Quartararo's return to the top flight gave new hope to the manufacturer from Iwata. Many believe that if Yamaha is able to maintain this development, Quartararo could again become a world title contender, just as he was when he took the title in 2021. Heading into the main race, all eyes on Fabio. With such a strong sprint race result, Sunday's main race will be a huge battle. Can Quartararo maintain his momentum and take full control of Losail? Or will other riders like Miller, Bagnaia, or Jorge Martin put up a fight? Jack Miller himself admitted that he would not remain silent. The sprint is one thing, but the main race is a different story. We will analyze the data tonight, find where we lost, and come back to attack tomorrow. But one thing is certain, Fabio is now everyone's target. MotoGP 2025 has only just begun, but the atmosphere already feels like mid-season, hot, full of drama, and full of surprises. And behind it all, there is one name that is back in the limelight, Fabio Quartararo. Ahead of the start of the new 2025 MotoGP season, Yamaha's flagship rider, Fabio Quartararo, opened his voice regarding the performance of his new bike and the team's readiness for the opening series to be held at the Losail International Circuit, Qatar. In his statement to the media after undergoing a pre-season test session, Quartararo expressed his honest opinion, optimistic but still realistic, regarding the potential of the YZR M1 to compete at the top again. Last season, Yamaha had a difficult time, with fluctuating performance and often lagging behind major rivals such as Ducati, KTM and Aprilia. Quartararo, who was once the 2021 MotoGP World Champion, even voiced his dissatisfaction several times over the lack of significant developments from the Yamaha bike, especially in the acceleration and top speed sectors. But entering the 2025 season, a fresh breeze began to be felt, although not yet completely perfect. I think this year we came with more preparation. The bike feels a little more competitive, especially when coming out of corners. This is one of the things I have really emphasized to the team since last year, Quartararo said in the Yamaha paddock, after the last day of pre-season tests in Qatar. Improvement felt, but not ideal. Quartararo admits that there are a number of aspects that have progressed: stability of the bike, feeling in fast corners, and smoother gas response. However, he also said that top speed is still one of Yamaha's biggest weak points at the moment, especially when compared to teams like Ducati who dominated the standings last year. We are still far behind in top speed, and that was obvious on the Losail straight. But I'm starting to feel more comfortable getting the bike in and out of corners. Feeling is important, because I need a bike that I can control aggressively. In observing the test sessions, Yamaha did show improvement in lap time consistency. Although he did not record the fastest time, Quartararo seemed more stable in the race pace simulation, which was the main highlight of the team's evaluation. More solid teamwork. Not only from the technical side, Quartararo also gave praise to the hard work of the Yamaha factory team during the pre-season. He said that communication between him and the technicians and management is now running more openly and purposefully. This is considered a big positive change compared to previous seasons. Now, they really started listening to input from me and the team. We discuss a lot, not just about the bike, but also the development strategy throughout the season. This is very important if you want to compete in the long run, said the French racer. Yamaha itself has made several technical updates to the YZR M1, including in the aerodynamics system, electronics and chassis geometry. These changes aim to improve the bike's competitiveness in various circuit characteristics, especially fast tracks like Qatar. Faster? Or still not enough? When asked directly by journalists whether this year's Yamaha bike was overall faster than last season, Quartararo answered cautiously but hopefully. Yes, I can say there is an improvement. But not enough to say we are ready to win. We still need time. There are still many sectors to improve. But when compared to the start of last season, this is a big step forward. He also emphasized that MotoGP today is not just about who is fastest on one lap, but who is most consistent and efficient in managing tires, strategy, and pressure during the race. The speed of one lap is important, but it doesn't determine the final result. What we are after now is how to maintain performance for 22 or 23 laps. That will determine whether we can return to competing for the podium every week, he said. Season 2025, mission to return to the top flight. The 2025 MotoGP season will be a crucial season for Fabio Quartararo. His contract with Yamaha has only one season left, and his future at the Japanese factory team is still uncertain. Many consider the performance of this year's motorbike to be a determining factor in whether Quartararo will survive or open options to other teams in the coming season. For Yamaha itself, this year is a moment of proof. After years of dominating the MotoGP era through big names like Valentino Rossi and Jorge Lorenzo, their performance has faded in recent seasons. With renewal efforts on all fronts, they hope to restore that glory. The opening series of the 2025 Qatar MotoGP will be held on Sunday night local time, under the lights of the Losail circuit. All eyes will be on Quartararo and Yamaha whether all the preparation, development, and hard work during the pre-season can actually translate into real results on the track. We will fight. I can't promise victory, but I can promise that we won't give up, Quartararo concluded.
You're rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Got some egos to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for